I'm going to be remaking Minecraft mobs into cartoon characters. First, we're going to make Mr. Krabs, and we are going to use an allay to make him. First, we'll delete these. Now we'll make his body bigger, and we'll give him his pants. Now let's add his legs, and we'll color his arms red. Now we can shrink his head and color it in, and we'll give him some eyes, and we'll make them kind of green. Now we'll make his face a little bit round, and we'll draw his smile, and now we can add his shirt collar and his sleeves. And finally, we will draw his belt. I think that looks good. Let's see it in game. Oh my god. I don't know what happened to his arms, but other than that, he looks good. Okay, his head is also messed up too. This must be what the Tooth Fairy looks like. Alright, Mr. Krabs, bring me some money. I never thought I'd see Mr. Krabs giving away money. Oh my god, Mr. Krabs, what are you in for? Don't worry, I'll break you guys out. And these guys too, everybody's locked up. Not you though, sorry buddy. I'm off to find the Krusty Krab. I mean, this is probably good enough. And Squidward's here already, this is perfect. Alright, Mr. Krabs, let's get this money. I like how he just glows underwater. Alright, I give Mr. Krabs a 7 out of 10, mainly because his model is very broken. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Mickey Mouse. And we are going to make him from a giant. Let's color him fully black, and we'll give him his shorts. Now we'll add his yellow shoes, and I'll make his face round. Now we can give him his ears. That looks good enough. Now I'll add the skin on his face, and let's give him some big eyes, and we'll just give him black pupils. Now I'll add his nose, and finally we will put the white buttons on his shorts. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's see him in game. Let's get a giant spawn egg. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Well, almost. Mickey, I don't think we need to see that. But from the front, he looks pretty good. Giants don't really do anything, so why does he make a player damage noise? Mickey Mouse versus Donald Duck size comparison. I don't think this is very accurate. Let's see if the wolf will attack him. I mean, he's trying to. Doesn't seem to be working though. It's the Mickey Mouse clubhouse. I think he's too big for the house. I'm going to give Mickey a 7 out of 10. He's kind of boring. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Thomas the Tank Engine, and we will use the Ender Dragon to make him. First, let's get rid of all of this. Next, we'll extend the back up a bit, and I'll color him blue. Next, I'll give him some wheels, and I'll add a little black roof on the back. Now let's color in his face, and we'll draw his eyes, and we'll give him a mouth. Now let's add his nose, and next we'll add the train thing on his head, and we'll add another one in blue. Now we can draw some windows, and we'll put the red outlines on the bottom, and finally I will draw the number 1 on his side. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see it in game. Alright, we have to make our way to the end. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with his head. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be floating like that. Alright, that looks much better. Imagine finally making it to the end in your world, and then you see this instead of the Ender Dragon. Honestly, this is a good replacement though, I won't lie. Oh, he's perching. I love how he flips just like the battle bus. Enderman, watch out, there's a train coming through. The Endermen are not happy anymore. What happens if we spawn a bunch of Thomases? Oh god, that's too many. I can't break it. Oh no. Well, this might be a problem. Where are they all going? Goodbye, Thomases, I guess. It's better for them up there anyway. That way my FPS is safe. I'm going to give Thomas a 9 out of 10. He looks really funny. It's time for the next mob. Next, let's make Shrek, and we are going to use the Warden to make him. First, we'll color his head in green. Next, I'll color his shirt a tan color, and we'll make his pants brown. Now I will draw his vest over his shirt, and we'll give him his belt as well. Now let's make his hands green, and I'll give him a big nose, and we'll draw some eyes above that. Now let's give him some eyebrows, and we'll give him his mouth. Now we can add his ears, and I'll turn them sideways a little bit. Now finally, I will add his shoes, and that doesn't look too bad. Let's see him in game. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Doesn't sound like Shrek though. If I was this chicken, I would watch out. Oh no, Shrek is angry. I'm sorry, chicken. Let's watch a Shrek emerge from the ground. Wow, this is exactly how I remember it in the movie. Alright, let's spawn a bunch of Shreks. And I think they need someone to fight, so let's give them one sheep. I wonder who will win. This will be close. Oh, the sheep almost had them. But seriously, let's spawn one wither and see how fast they kill it. Oh, that explosion made them mad. Time for a Warden Death Ray. Honestly, the wither might win this one. They aren't doing that much damage. Oh, never mind. The wither seems to be stuck. Dang, not even one Shrek died. Alright, I give Shrek an 8 out of 10. He looks pretty good. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Plankton. And we are going to use a silverfish to make him. Let's get rid of all these layers, and we'll make this part into his body. Now let's give him a couple of legs, and we'll color all this green. Next, let's draw his yellow eye, and we'll give him a red pupil. Now let's draw his angry eyebrow, and we'll give him a wide open mouth. Now let's give him some arms, and in the picture I'm looking at, they're up in the air, so let's rotate them up. Now finally, we can add the antenna type things to his head, and that looks good. Let's see him in game. Wait, that actually turned out really good. I have no idea where he's going though. I think he's off to find the Krabby Patty formula. Well, then we'll have to bring him to the Krusty Krab. Plankton, I think the Krabby Patty formula is in this chest. I guess he doesn't want it anymore. I think they all died from excitement. What just happened? Did I just lag back in a single player world? Alright, let's spawn a bunch of planktons. And let's put them against one Shrek. Who will win? Shrek doesn't even seem to be bothered by them. Never mind. Run away, Plankton. Alright, I give Plankton a 9 out of 10. He looks better than I expected. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Patrick Star. And we are going to make him from a strider. Let's remove the hairs, and we'll make his legs a lot smaller. Next, let's shape his body into a star, and we'll color him fully pink. Now we'll give him some arms, and we'll draw his green shorts. Next, let's give him big eyes, and we'll add his giant smile, and we'll give him a pink tongue. Now finally, we can add the purple flowers on his shorts, and that looks pretty good. Let's see it in game. That actually looks pretty good considering it's a triangle in Minecraft. Let's find some in the nether. And here we have a bunch of Patricks standing on the lava. Once again, this is kind of weird considering he lives underwater. Let's ride a Patrick. Yo, this looks really weird. Let's spawn an army of Patricks. Yo, it's baby Patrick. And there's also a Patrick with a pig man on top. Let's go, Patrick army. I don't think I remember this part in the show. Alright, I give Patrick a 7 out of 10. He kind of looks weird in Minecraft. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Winnie the Pooh. And we are going to use a polar bear to make him. Let's color him fully yellow, and we'll draw his red shirt. Now let's change this part of his face a bit, and we'll give him little black eyes with some black eyebrows above. Now let's draw his pink tongue and a red smile on the sides. And finally, we'll give him a little black nose. And I think that looks good. Let's see it in game. He doesn't look too bad. Kinda big for Winnie the Pooh though. What about the baby? The baby is definitely a better size. Alright, let's give them some honey. That's weird. It doesn't look like they want it. Alright, Winnie the Pooh versus Tails. Who will win? Oh god, Tails is already running away. And Tails already outran him. I think I have a solution for that. Okay, never mind. I guess Tails is just too fast. Let's spawn a Winnie the Pooh army. That is just not the sound I would imagine Winnie the Pooh makes. Okay, surely this Tails can't outrun them. Okay, he died instantly. Time to get chased by a bunch of Winnie the Poohs. Okay, these guys are really slow. Alright, I give Winnie the Pooh a 7 out of 10. He didn't turn out too bad. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Scooby-Doo, and we will use a wolf to make him. Let's remove this part, and we'll extend his body out a bit. Now let's color him fully brown, and we'll add his blue collar. Now let's draw his black nose, and we'll give him a few black spots on his body. Now let's change the shape of his ears, and we'll color the middle pink. Now let's add some eyes, and we'll rotate his tail so that it's pointing upwards. And I think that looks good. Let's see him in game. Okay, what happened to his tail? This is the first time I've seen a mob's body part completely disappear. Wait, never mind, I found it. We're just gonna act like that didn't happen. To be honest, this guy's way too small to be Scooby-Doo anyway. And let's make him even smaller by spawning a baby. Yeah, that's probably the right size. Okay, why is his head floating? I'm just gonna ignore that too. Scooby-Doo is cursed. Let's tame a Scooby. I don't have any Scooby snacks, so hopefully a bone will work. Okay, now his collar doesn't fit as well. Go kill Captain America, Scooby-Doo. Okay, Scooby actually almost died. Hopefully this will repair him. Let's hop in the mystery machine, Scooby. Okay, this isn't the mystery machine, but it's the best I could get. Look at his tail just floating over there. Alright, I give Scooby a 4 out of 10. He was just too broken. It's time for the next mob. Next, let's make Finn from Adventure Time, and we'll use a skeleton to make him. Let's shrink his head, and we'll color it white. Now let's color his shirt blue, and we'll color his legs darker blue. Next, let's draw his face, and we'll give him some eyes, and a little smile. Now let's add his ears, and we'll color his arms. Next, let's color his legs as well, and we'll give him some shoes. Now let's add his backpack, and we'll color it green. And finally, let's add some straps. And I think we're done. Let's see him in game. Oh, we spawned in an amethyst cave. Honestly, this actually looks pretty good. Somehow, I'm pretty sure there still hasn't been a broken mob this entire video. Let's spawn an army of Finns. Okay, I can't take him seriously with the bow. He just doesn't look hostile. Let's see if the Finn army can beat Dr. Eggman. Of course, they're all shooting each other. Okay, Dr. Eggman is taking some damage, but will it be enough to kill him? Dang, the Finn army actually won. I guess I underestimated their bow skills. Alright, I'm going to give Finn a 9 out of 10. He turned out pretty good. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Garfield, and we are going to use a frog to make him. Let's remove all of this, and we'll shape his body and head. Now let's color him fully orange, and we'll give him a couple of arms. Now let's extend his face out a bit, and we'll color this lighter orange. Next, let's give him a pink nose, and we'll give him some eyes. Now let's extend his eyelids out a bit, and we'll give him his ears. Now let's give him a tail, and finally we'll add black stripes all over his body. That looks pretty good. Let's see it in game. Yeah, that looks like Garfield. I'm not sure about his walk though. Since when did Garfield learn how to jump like that? Actually, it's not that weird. I'm pretty sure cats can jump high. I don't know about fat cats though. Let's spawn a baby Garfield. Oh yeah, let's see if Garfield will eat this lasagna. Dang, he ate it in one bite. Let's spawn a bunch of Garfields. I love the noise they make when they hit the ground. Let's watch these Garfields eat a bunch of magma cubes. I think these guys are too big. Wow, the Garfields are devouring these magma cubes. Alright, I give Garfield a 9 out of 10. He looks really good. It's time for the next mob. Next, let's make Peter Griffin, and we are going to make him from a pillager. Let's color in his head. Next, we'll color his shirt white, and we'll give him some green pants. Now let's add his brown hair, and we'll give him a couple of eyes. Next, we'll draw his mouth, and we'll extend his nose out a bit, and we'll also extend out his ears. Now let's draw his glasses, and we'll color in his arms. Now let's give him a belt, and we'll add a gold belt buckle. Now let's draw the buttons on his shirt, and finally we'll give him some shoes. And I think that looks good. Let's see him in game. I don't really know what to say about this. Honestly, I think he looks really good, but the actual Peter Griffin looks way different. Let's spawn an army of Peter Griffins. And let's see if these Peter Griffins can defeat Blue. And they don't seem to be doing too good. They keep shooting each other instead of Blue. Okay, they actually won. A lot of Peter Griffins were lost though. Let's give them an easier fight. Let's put them against Buzz Lightyear. Okay, one of them somehow died. RIP Buzz Lightyear. Guys, stop pointing the bow at me. Alright, I give Peter Griffin a 9 out of 10. He looks good, but he doesn't look like Peter Griffin. It's time for the next mob. Next, we'll make Bugs Bunny. And we are going to use a bunny, obviously. Let's color his body gray, and we'll change the shape of his head a bit. Now let's make his ears a bit bigger, and we'll color the bottom of his head white, and we'll do the same to his hands, and we'll color his belly white as well. Now let's color his ears, and we'll give him a couple of eyes with little black pupils. Now let's extend his front teeth out a bit, and we'll draw some little whiskers on the side, and that looks pretty good. Let's see it in game. Why are his eyes crooked? I really don't know how that happens. Honestly, he's way too small to be Bugs Bunny anyway. Let's see what the baby looks like. Honestly, the baby looks better. Let's give Bugs Bunny a carrot. Okay, it's not possible. Good. Baby Bugs Bunny cannot stop eating carrots. What are you looking at? You don't get any more. I wonder if Bugs Bunny likes golden carrots. Yep, he also likes golden carrots. What about Rabbit Stew? He's not a fan. Let's spot a bunch of Bugs Bunnies. And let's watch them all chase me. You don't get any carrots. Go away. Alright, I give Bugs Bunny a 7 out of 10 because he was broken. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Perry the Platypus. And we will use a creeper to make him. Let's remove his head, and we'll drag his body out a bit. Now let's make his legs a bit smaller, and we'll color him fully blue. Now let's add his beak, and we'll color the beak orange. Next, let's give him a couple eyes, and we'll draw his eyebrows. Now let's give him a nose, and we'll add his hat. Now let's add the black line on his hat, and we'll give him a tail. Now finally, let's extend out his feet, and I think he looks good. Let's see it in game. That didn't turn out too bad. We'll just ignore the creeper parts on his hat. I'm pretty sure he stands on 2 legs when he has his hat on, but whatever. Let's see how he looks when he explodes. Surprisingly, that doesn't look too bad. Now let's see supercharged Perry. Yeah, something is clearly wrong here. Let's spawn an army of Perrys. This is Doofenshmirtz's worst nightmare. I wonder if Perry the Platypus can swim. Oh, he can. I don't know why I did that. It just looks like he can swim. I'm going to give Perry the Platypus a 10 out of 10, even though his hat is broken. It's time for the next mob. Next, let's make Bart Simpson. And we are going to make him from a husk. Let's make his body a little bit smaller, and we'll make his head taller. Now let's color his shirt red, and we'll give him blue shorts. Next, we'll color the rest of his body yellow, and we'll give him some sleeves. Now let's add his neck, and we'll give him a little nose. Now let's draw his eyes, and we'll give him a little smile. Now let's add his spiky hair, and we'll give him some blue shoes. And I think we're done. Let's see this in game. Okay, there is definitely a major problem with this. I guess you're just not allowed to move the arms on a husk. What about Baby Bart? Yep, we have the exact same problem. And his neck is massive. Why? I guess we'll just spawn more Barts. And let's see if these broken Barts can beat Wreck-It Ralph. It is not looking good for Wreck-It Ralph. Wow, I don't even think that many Barts died. Yeah, I'm done with this. I need to get it off my screen. I give Bart Simpson a 1 out of 10 for effort. It's time for the next mob. Next, we are going to make Donald Duck, and we will make him from a chicken. Okay, we'll start by removing this. We'll make the head a little smaller, and now we'll add a hat. Okay, this hat looks terrible. Now we'll drag the beak down, and we'll draw the eyes. Let's make the beak orange, and now we can add his shirt. Make sure that there are sleeves, and we'll add the bow tie thingy in the front, and finally the yellow stripe on his sleeves. That looks better than I expected. Let's see it in the game. Okay, it looks pretty good in game. Side-by-side comparison. Who has more drip? What about Sonic versus Donald Duck? Sonic's going crazy. What does baby Donald look like? He's so small, and he's following the big one. Let's take Donald to a shipwreck because he's a sailor or something. Not a very good one, obviously. The boat is underwater. I rate Donald at 8 out of 10. He's pretty good. Let's see if the next mob can top that. Next, let's make Goofy, and we are going to use a Strider again. Let's remove the hair, and we'll shape his body. Now let's color his shirt orange, and we'll color his pants blue. Next, let's shape his head, and we'll color his mouth. Now let's color the back of his head black, and we'll color his mouth as well. Now let's give him some eyes, and we'll give him a nose. Next, let's add his front teeth, and we'll add his green hat. Now let's give him his ears, and we'll color in his gloves. Now let's add his jacket, and finally we'll add his giant shoes. Okay, I think that looks really good. Let's see it in game. Okay, I didn't really expect this to happen. That looks a lot better. Okay, his walk animation is really cursed. Let's go find Goofy in the Nether. And here is Goofy in his natural habitat. This is kind of scary, to be honest. Let's ride a Goofy. Oh my god, why is it all green? This is perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with this. Look at them all emerging in the back. Let's spawn an army of Goofies. Wait, I forgot there could be baby Goofies. It looks so funny. There's even a baby Goofy on top of another Goofy. Follow me, Goofy Army. Why do they lean back so far? Look at how the babies move. It's so funny. I'm going to give Goofy a 7 out of 10. He looks good, but he's broken. And that's the last mob. Please subscribe. I don't have an outro.